This video is for our Engineering Design Level 2. This is the first video of the water tower design. First thing we want to do is take our sketches, put them in front of us, and we're going to start out by putting the structural framing in for the 8-foot water tower design. First thing you want to do is open up the program, and that would be the architectural template, and this is in the Revit program. Upon opening the architectural template, you're going to come to a screen which is our level 1, this top view or plan view. What we want to do next, we want to go to the side menu, and there's two very important menus, and you always want to keep these open. You never want to close them. We have the project browser, which shows us our levels, level 1, level 2. It also shows us our elevations, north, south, east, and west. Now it also shows a ceiling plan, but for now we're just going to minimize that one. We won't be using that. Floor plans, we will be using level 1 and 2, plus we're going to make several more layers for our 16-foot slide and our 24-foot slide. We want to go now to our south elevation. So by coming down, clicking on south, we now get a screen that looks like this. This is sort of our side view of our project. And this is going to show our various heights of our tower. The first thing I'd like to do is come over to the left end of the line, click on it, and you're going to get a padlock and a small circle. If you hold down your left button on the circle, we can drag those elevation lines closer together. And we're just going to bring them in so they look something like this. There's no actual length. We just want to keep it closer. Now, if you recall, by checking back, your first tower platform is going to be 8 feet off the level 1, which is our 0 elevation. So we're going to change the 10. We're going to click on it, and we're going to change that to 8 right away. Then click off the screen, and we now have an elevation of 8 feet. Now we're going to put in our other elevations as well. So I'd like to put a level 3 in, which is going to be at 16 feet. So I'm going to right click over level 2, right click, and I'm going to select the create similar command. It's about halfway down on that drop down menu. Upon doing that, I can now, using the measuring tool, go up 8 feet. Now you can physically type this or just drag it up till you'll hit 8 feet. Upon doing that, just take it over to the right, line it up with level 2, and drop it in place. Then hit escape. That'll be our second level. Now we have one more to put in, and that would be our level 4, which would be 24 feet. So once again, go up to level 3, hover on it, right click, create similar, and we're going to go from that level up another 8 feet. And once again, if you can line that up, somehow it did not take, so I'm going to do it again. And we'll go ahead and drop that in place. Hit escape. Now take notice the lines, the elevation markers are not there. So we have to zoom in, and we want to click on this little line, and you will get this little circle. And we're going to drag that little circle over and line it up with the other elevation lines. Take notice they both came with it. Okay, so now we're actually ready to start putting in or laying out our first platform. Now what I'd like to do is go back to level 1. As you can see, we added more levels, which created over here in our project browser some additional levels. So I'm going to go to level 1, and I'm going to draw using a command at the top of the screen in the center called model line. If we click on model line, it now gives me the ability to do a layout. Think of this as a person laying out some type of measuring on the ground using string and stakes that you would put in the ground. So I'm going to start by putting in the size of my platform. And my platform is 8 feet by 8 feet. And I think most of the students have the same size. Now it might be a little larger, so you make it to the same exact size as your platform. So I'm going to click 8 feet. I'm going to go down 8 feet. And I'm going to come back to the left 8 feet. And then close it off. Hit escape, and now I have a nice looking layout. Now I can move this. If I highlight it, hit escape, highlight it, hover nearby, I get the move command, and I like to keep it in the center. Now upon doing that, I'm now ready to put in my columns. Now if you look at your pink handout sheet on page 3, we indicated that our columns, which are our vertical supports, are going to be 8 by 8 by 1/4 inch tube steel. So we have to go load those into place. So the first thing I want to do, I'm going to come over and I'm going to go up to the top of my screen, and we know where the word architecture is. I want to come over to the right to structural, and I will click on structural. Now upon doing that, we have various different types of commands that we can use to make structural shapes. We have beams, we have columns, we have braces and trusses, but for now we're just going to concentrate on the columns to begin with. So we'll click on the column, and what shows up in our properties is an I-beam. That's sort of the default. We don't want to use the I-beams or the W-beams right now. So on this properties, we want to click on the words edit type. So we'll click on edit type. And then we're going to go up to the load button up at the top right. Click on it. And this will open up another menu. Now this menu will give us some additional choices for any materials. Now we're going to go down and look for the structural steel. So we're going to go down to structural, and I'm going to look for columns. And I'm going to go ahead and double click. Now we're looking for the material our columns will be made of, and they will be steel. So we'll double click. Now I'm looking for a description that calls out a square column. I do not see it. So up at the top, there's a yellow folder called AISC 14.1. Double click on that. And then come down, and we see it'd be the 1, 2, 3, 4, fifth one down. It's called HSS square column. Double click on that. And now we have a listing of all the square and rectangular steel tubing that's available to us. We're going to scroll down on the side, and we're looking for HSS 8 by 8 by 1/4. And as you can see, there's a variety of 8 by 8s. And the last number is a fraction, and that's the wall thickness. So I'm looking for HSS 8 by 8 by 1/4 inch. Click on it. It turns to a darker shade. Pick OK. And now, over on our left side, we can see it is now loaded. So if I pick OK, I now have that available to use, as you can see. Now I'm going to place that not on the corner, but take and put that square of the column right in the center of our green layout line. It should snap. And if I zoom out, you're going to see it'll snap and it will read out our settings. So I'm going to click Drop it. Now you will not see it yet, and this little warning will tell you that, but proceed and keep going. I'm going to go to the other side. Going to do the same thing. I want it to be 8 by 8. Click. Close that. Come down and do another one. 8 by 8. Click. Close it. And one more. 8 by 8 in the corner. Click. And pick OK. And hit escape. Now, by not seeing it, we're going to go to a view where we will see it. So now we're going to go up to the top of our screen, and we're going to look for the word view in the center. V-I-E-W in the gray toolbar across the top. Click on it, and then go to the 3D house right below it. Click on that, and the default, and you should see your columns. Now, upon doing that, we can go to the right side and you can see the height of them. Now, our next step, we want to go to our south elevation on the left side on our project browser, and you're going to see them. Now, we have a little issue. They're actually 8 feet below our level 1. We want to get them up to level 1. So right here where my cursor is flickering, we're going to go ahead and stretch over that to highlight them. Then this little menu appears on the right. Our top level is actually going to be level 2. And our base level is going to be level 1. But we don't want to take out this -9 feet totally and just put in 0 feet. And by clicking apply, it should then move it up. That's how we're going to put in our columns. That's your first video to work on to get to this stage.